Namaste, welcome to our PM Yasasvi Scholarship Entrance Test orientation telecasted by the TSERT. Everyone knows it. From last 2 days we are conducting a series of programs about all the 4 subjects, that is mathematics, science, social studies and general awareness. So, one stage we are giving orientation for 9th class children who are going to write the examination. In the next stage we are giving the orientation for the inter first year students. Okay. So, in this series now we are in 3rd day, that is we are giving orientation about social studies. So, for this program we are inviting the subject experts, textbook writers, whatever it may be, the whole we can say the synonyms of the social studies simply. So, those persons are Ratangapani sir, SRG, SCERT textbook writer, please welcome sir.
Thank you Suresh sir.
And Hiranya madam, SRG from SCERT, she is also textbook writer. These two expertise people will discuss about the previous examination questions and already frequently asked questions in point of examination. That will give a maximum information to you to score full marks in the subject social studies. Everyone knows the examination pattern. So, it has 100 questions. In 100 questions, 30 questions from mathematics, 20 questions from science, 25 questions from social studies and 25 questions from the general awareness or general knowledge. So, from social studies 25 questions. Everyone knows it, social studies have 4 areas, okay, geography, history, political science, of course we call it as civics, and next one economics. So, but when the children is studying a primary level, he is going to learn this social studies as environmental sciences, environmental studies. But in 6th and 7th gradually it is converted into social studies. Now, the 8th class children they learn it as a social studies only. But in social studies it is a part, there are 4 parts. Of course, those are just now I said the 4 parts. The one is geography, second one is history, third one is political science, civics, and the 4th one is economics. So, you have to read all these. Maybe you are not well aware out of all these things, but the expertise people will give the information to you in which areas you are going to concentrate. In a competitive examination, there is no possible to say these are the very important areas or these are the focusing areas. So, depends on the paper setter and the instructions given by the National Testing Agency. So, they will follow those things. So, all these things we are going to discuss with these experts. Then we will discuss the papers, previous paper questions one by one and with relative information also. So, social studies is a very important, at the same time very easy for you also, correct. So, because it is connected with our daily life events, what happens in the previous one, what is the current position, everything is connected with our daily life connection. So, before going to discuss about it, sir, Ratangapani sir, so say about social studies and what kind of questions you are expecting for in point of PM Yasasvi examination.
Okay, Suresh, welcome to all aspirants, those who are appearing PM Yasasvi entrance examination. Social studies is the crucial subject for getting good marks in the entrance examination. Actually, in social studies is a vast subject.
Yeah.
We want some plan to achieve whatever we want goal. So, that is why in social studies it is stage of 9th class, but most of the syllabus covered in 8th class textbooks.
Yes.
So, we want to discuss in this session in 8th class. Actually, in 8th class 6th, 7th and 8th classes we discussed about the maps,
okay,
thematic maps, types of maps, okay, how to evaluate the maps, and also energy from the sun, monsoons,
yeah,
okay, minerals, forests. These are the geography areas we discussed in this session, and also in economics part, livelihood in technology, and also money and banking.
Okay.
In economics part, in history part, mostly they covered freedom movement in India,
Okay.
and also Indian constitution, and also form of the government, what type of governments, and also abolition of zamindari system,
Okay.
and also understanding the poverty. So social and economic reforms. So these are the major concept we will discuss in this program.
Yeah, yeah. So historical movements, historical
Yeah.
happens, historical facts, all comes under the history.
Yeah.
And the demand, supply, of course, the sensex and business transactions, all this comes inflation, all this comes in the economics.
Exactly.
Whereas if you want to know about the land forms, different kinds of lands, all this comes under the geography.
Geography.
Whereas other one is we can say the political science, administration, governance, all this comes under the political science, which is called civics. Okay, Hiranya madam, can you say a little bit of more elaborately about all these 4 areas of social studies?
Yes, sir. So now we are aspiring to get good marks in the entrance test. So what my advice to you all is that since it's a competitive examination, I advise you all to learn the concepts. So understanding the concepts is very important. Shun away from learning from something from question answer. So usually students have the habit of reading question and then answer, and then that's the way they prepare for the competitive exam. But I don't advise you to do that.
Okay.
Every lesson, understand the concepts, make a concept mapping of it, then write down the important points. Whenever you're reading the lesson, underline the important points, and especially when it comes to history, prepare in such a way. Start with time period. That
Okay.
is, if you are starting from ancient, so first write from 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, like that. So if you learn according to the time period, it becomes easy for you to understand the concept, because history is a subject where it is interconnected with the past.
Yeah.
So if the past is clear, then we will be understanding the consequences of it.
Yeah.
So my advice to all of you is that please keep the time period in mind for the historical events. And when it comes to the political science part of it, have a clear-cut understanding what type of government it is, what type of government was there in the previous, how was it different. So always, whichever question, whichever concept you are learning, just pose questions to yourself. Why is it?
Yeah.
Why it is not like that? How it is? Where it is? Why not? So such questions will enable you to understand the concept clearly.
Yes.
And once if you do that as a practice, then what happens is it will be easy for you to understand the question which is given in the question paper, and you will be able to answer the question correctly.
Yeah.
So that's what is my advice.
So, very good, madam. Actually, in Unnati program, which is recently given training to all the teachers.
Yes.
So we have instructed, SCERT instructed all the teachers. So first you have to identify the keywords and key concepts.
Yes.
Yes.
So for any subject, so even it is a social studies.
Yes.
Social studies has its own language.
Yes, we
Because
have
some
terminology.
terms are completely
Yes.
exclusively for
Yes.
social
Yes, sir.
studies only. So
Yes.
the keywords and key concepts are very important.
Yes.
And you can say, as per the philosophy of textbook and other things and pedagogy of textbook, we can say if you know keywords and key concepts on a particular subject, you can learn nearly 30%.
Yes.
So that gives the information about a particular concept.
Yes, sir.
Even for history, if you take it as, so as you said, so we have to write the chronological order. That's
yes.
a very, very important.
Yes, sir.
So when you make a chronological order of historical events happens,
Yes.
when you make them in a sequence,
Yes.
in a chronological order,
Yes.
so they can remember and recall easily. That's
Yes.
a very, very important. So when you are preparing for especially for history concepts, because a lot of things happens, so you have to connect the
Yes.
past with future
Yes.
and presence. These
Yes.
three, you have to balance all these things, then it's a very easy to understand. Even other subjects, when you come into the other concepts in the social studies, because why we are giving a more importance and why we requested to the these SRCs and textbook writers for this program is, so they actually this in this paper nearly 50% of the syllabus is from these two.
Yes.
25 questions from the general studies, and 25 from the social studies.
Yes.
Totally both will comes in the same
Yes.
area. So
Yes.
nearly 50 questions. 50 questions means 54 is 200.
Yeah,
Yes.
some questions are covered in even in general awareness also.
Yes, yes, that's
Yes.
the reason
Yeah.
I'm saying. So nearly 25 means so
Yes.
totally 50. Each question carry 4 marks.
4 marks.
54 is 200. So if the children get 45% of marks, means 180 marks, the children will qualify in the examination.
Yes.
So if they play an important role of for studying of these two subjects, means social studies and general awareness,
General awareness.
definitely the children qualify.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the reason. So we have to concentrate especially on the social studies at the same time and general awareness or general knowledge. Okay. So in 8th class, when you compare 8th, 6th and 7th, we are in a spiral education system.
Yes, yes.
So one chapter will started in 6th
Class
so
six.
it may be continue
Yes.
maybe 8th or 9th even till 10th
10th
class
also.
also, correct?
Yes.
So we have to start the preparation from 6th onwards.
Yes.
Can you give an example? So which chapter started in 6th and still it is going to even 8th, even for 9th also?
So like we
Actually-
have map pointing, sir.
Yeah.
So map is starting somewhere. What is the difference between map and sketch?
Okay.
So the children will draw the sketch and map. What is the scale? Everything they learn in class 6th.
Okay.
Then slowly, gradually, what are the different types of maps? Then in 8th class, the history of maps, how the maps are prepared, how the present maps are prepared, how the maps were prepared in the past. So all this. Then again, there is a other concept like industrial revolution, which
Okay.
is started in class 7. We discuss about the industrial revolution in 8th class also in different lessons. It will go up till 9th and 10th also.
Yeah.
So like this, we have many concepts which are discussed from class 6. Example, sectors of economy, which we start in class 6.
Yeah.
There we discuss about agriculture sector, industry, though not directly, but so the concept is starting, the basis the foundation is laid in class 6th,
Yes,
which
yes.
over a period of time, slowly, we will be going into the depth of the subject. So
Yeah.
like this, we have many topics, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apart from in 6th class,
Okay.
we discussed about the continents and oceans.
Yeah.
Actually, just we learned about the names. But whereas in 7th class, we discussed about the water bodies.
Okay.
Okay, like tanks, rivers.
Other water
Yeah,
bodies.
other
Actually,
water bodies.
these are oceans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, in
Primary
sixth standard,
landforms, which
primary
we
land-
call them in
landforms.
class
Yeah.
9th.
In 9th
Yes.
class, we discuss about the oceans in deeply.
Detail.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So these are the spiral approach we follow the for framing the.
Yeah, yeah.
syllabus.
Actually, our education system is a spiral education system.
Yes.
But for the lower classes, means the primary classes, the introduction about the just
Yes,
a little bit of awareness about the words and
Yes.
terminology.
Yes.
Later, as class increases, the concept also increases. Of course, the depth of the
The
concept
depth of
will
the
be
concept
increases.
increases.
So that's a very important. Okay. And mostly, if you say, for example, if you say mathematics, so generally some areas they feel arithmetics. Arithmetics is difficult, they feel, or algebra, they feel
Yes.
are difficult. In the similar manner, can you say any out of these 4, relatively which is difficult?
For me and for my students, I think all will be the same because all will
Okay.
be easy. But probably there should little care should be taken for history,
Yeah.
because many dates and all will be there, events will be there, the impact of one incident in the world, how it has an impact on the other countries and all that.
Okay.
So actually, the history syllabus is little vast.
Okay.
So that is a challenge for the students to remember. But apart from that, or the other 3, I think they'll be able to score marks easily.
Okay. Generally, in economics, the words are a little bit of, because still most of the children are not aware about the Sensex and bullion market.
Yes.
All these words
Those are the
totally-
things which we are not directly included in the textbook also.
Okay, okay.
But whatever the concepts of economics are there, like demand and supply and all that, the children, it's not very difficult for them, because we will be relating it to the daily life situations.
Okay,
So
okay.
why is the price inflation? Recently, like just a fortnight back, the
Yeah.
tomato price went up to 200.
Yes,
we
yes.
didn't buy it.
Suddenly it
So
comes
why
up.
is it? So is there any change in demand and supply and all that? So things in economics, we relate it to the daily life situation wherein the child is also a part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but when it comes to history, the child has to little imagine it, and then so it becomes little difficult.
Another reason is actually they don't have any experiences
Yeah, yeah.
regarding history.
Okay.
Actually, in history subject also very vast syllabus.
Yeah.
Like Indian history, European history, world history.
history.
Yeah.
So these are the major areas to study the in school level. Little bit difficult
Okay.
to understand the history.
Yeah, actually, I had some information that is, if you take USA curriculum, so they will give only American history. There is no other histories.
But
So
we are not
you-
like that.
Yeah, when you come into our India especially, so we
Yes.
will learn all
Our history and also the world history. we
world
will be
history
learning.
also.
Yes.
That's a difficult for our children to
Yes.
what you said, recall those consequences, of course, the impact on other countries and the policies, whatever it may be a little bit of difficult.
If we do not do that, then there'll be a lot of gap.
Okay.
Because the incident which happens in a part of the world will be having an impact. And take the example, I can relate, like take the example industrial revolution. If
Okay.
you take up industrial revolution, why it started in Britain and why there was a time gap to start it in other countries.
Okay.
So France and Germany, why was it delayed?
Yes,
So
yes.
the industrialization, industrial revolution is the same.
Okay.
But why there was a delay in starting those industrialization in the other countries?
Okay, okay.
So that is why if we do not discuss about the world, if we talk about only Indian history, our children will not be able to understand it clearly.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason, one of the reasons.
We want, see, even our goals of education is like we have sustainable development goals. We need to reach that.
Yeah.
So we want our students to become global citizens.
Yeah. So, if you take it as one example, in geography, you can say golden quadrilateral. So, what is golden quadrilateral? So, golden quadrilateral means maybe so even teachers also maybe so golden quadrilateral it concern to the mathematics. It's a quadrilateral geometry, but golden quadrilateral is a transport project.
Yes, sir.
So, it's a national highway project. So, which connects all the 4 metropolitan cities.
Yes, sir.
And of course, it is in the shape of quadrilateral. That's the reason they call it as a golden quadrilateral, and its length is 5,486 kilometers. It was launched by the previous Prime Minister Atal Vajpayee.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's like so.
Children
it is
get
connected-
confused.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the same time, like what we have for teachers, what we are given the training, like Nishta and all, there is integration of the subjects.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
why is it quadrilateral? So then we get it. So the concept, whether we are teaching social studies only, but getting the concept of mathematics, we are making the concepts clear in both the subjects.
Yeah, yeah. So mathematics connection also very
Yes.
important,
Yes.
because even for social mathematics also, social studies awareness also very
Yeah,
important.
even
So
as-
if you want to explain the progression chapter to the children, generally of course maths teacher will give an example. The population is increasing in geometric progression, but the food grains are increasing in arithmetic progression. That's the reason for the inflation.
Yes.
So the poverty, all these things come. So mathematical words, social words. So the children should be very good aware about all these terms. Then only you
Yes.
can understand.
Understand.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Actually, data related to mathematics.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Actually, how to form the graphs, it is related to mathematics.
Yeah.
But our subject role is how to analyze,
Analyze
the
the
data.
graphs.
Yeah. Data interpretation.
Yes, data interpretation is
Analysis.
our subject
Yeah, yeah.
nature.
So can you expect some questions from the data interpretation in this examination?
They might give. They just give the table or a graph, and then below that they might give the questions.
Okay.
And looking at the data, the child has to answer whether there is a difference in the data, whether data you find there is increase or decrease,
Okay.
and the reason why there is increase, why there is change in the data.
Okay.
The reasons for the increase and the decrease.
Yeah, yeah. So actually in that data interpretation, is there any frequency curves, frequency polygons analysis?
No, we will not be going into the depths of like that as it is in
Yeah, but-
mathematics.
yeah,
But the
those-
simple data is presented to the students,
Okay.
and then from looking at the figures, the children
Actually,
have to analyze.
what is the purpose of data interpretation is,
Hmm.
after analysis, we will find out the gap.
Okay, okay.
Based on that gap, we will overcome that problem. How to overcome that problem?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Already
the governments for making policies, after this analysis, government make a policies.
yeah, yeah. That's
Based on this analysis.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So because already even central government also or state government also vision 2047 is a vision. In 2047, so we are expecting our country will be developing,
Yes.
not developing country, developed
Developed
country.
country.
So
It's developed.
these are the expectations from the. Okay, like those are. So here, so already in 25 questions. So how many questions you are expecting from this area and data interpretation? Because already go through the previous paper, because only one time the examination conducted, last year only.
Yes.
So from that, can you give an idea about how many questions you are expecting?
As you said, sir, that this is a competitive examination. We cannot exactly guess how many are going to come. Probably 2, not more than that. Because only 25 questions are there, and we have 4 subjects to cover. So out of these 4 subjects, probably whoever is setting the paper, they will be giving importance to all the 4. So in that case, if you drill down, probably 2, not more than that. That's what we are expecting.
So there are 4 areas. So equally maybe comes from the 4 areas. So 25 means at the rate of 6.
Yes.
Probably at the rate of 6.
Yes.
Maybe we are
7 also.
Yeah.
Maybe we are expecting from geography and history part.
More.
Yeah. Because already we are giving a more importance of the present reflections on contemporary issues, correct? Because it's one of the tool.
Academic standard also for us.
Yes. One of the tool in the formative assessment.
Yes.
Correct? So like maybe they asked on the contemporary issues, the questions
they
related to the.
Yes.
So in my expectation, the questions belongs to the contemporary issues, comes under the general awareness or GK maybe.
Yeah, they might. Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's
Probably
not
there if they want to give the whoever is there in office, usually the Prime Minister or the President, probably such questions might go to general awareness.
Yes.
Because they can test the competency there, and the paper setters can give more importance to the concepts which
Yes,
are
yes.
from the social studies.
In our subject, they will confirm syllabus only.
Okay.
If you go beyond syllabus, maybe they will cover in
General awareness.
Yeah. That's because there is a very slight edges there.
Edges
So for social studies
And
general awareness, both are same, but it's very slight. You can't separate those two as a 2 different wings. Correct?
Interdependent.
Okay. Can you give 1 or 2 questions you are expecting from the history in this examination?
History, sir.
Yeah.
This like they can focus on anything, like take the example on Chola administration, or rule of Mughals, or Indian freedom movement.
Okay.
So most probably it will be giving more importance to freedom struggle.
Okay.
Because it's very important and every child should know about it. So expecting 1 or 2 questions from the freedom movement, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this about the introduction about our examination paper and all these things. Now we will discuss about the previous paper and relative concepts also. Okay. So the first question in the paper, of course, first question means what I am going to ask. The question is cartography means. What is cartography? So here 4 options are given. One is map making. Second one is conducting. Third one is art of drawing, and 4th one is art of painting. So question is cartography. So, madam.
Cartography means what? What is map making? First you analyze the 4 options which are given.
Yeah.
So map making, what is it? So making of the map, conducting a survey. So how do you conduct a survey? Is it called as cartography?
Okay.
So is the art of drawing or painting, is it called cartography? So no, cartography, the answer is map making. So the way the map is made is called as cartography, and the one who prepares the map is called as a cartographer. So we all know how these maps are made these days. The maps are almost accurate, very accurate maps are made because we have the satellite images which are sent by the satellites, and these maps are made with the help of latitudes and the longitudes. So cartography means it is map making. That is the answer for the first question.
Okay. So here map making, conducting of survey. Conducting survey is given. So obviously conducting survey is not the answer, because elimination method is one of the methods. This is very important for the students. So they have to see the elimination method first, because if he knows the answer, then he can choose the answer directly.
If he does not know the answer,
at that time generally elimination method is a good method.
When will conduct the survey? By getting the opinion of the public.
Okay.
We want some information from the public. At that time, we will conduct a survey.
Yeah. So generally the student may feel a little bit of difficulty if he is totally unaware about, strange about that question. They may feel that art of drawing, art of painting, also maybe they feel.
So here usually whatever the distractors are, at times they are confusing.
Yes.
So just to test how thorough you are with the concept.
Yeah. So from this question we can understand that. So the children should have a good concept knowledge.
Yeah. So thorough knowledge, understand the concept.
Yeah.
Then they'll be able to choose the correct answer.
So and this question gives a very straight question actually.
Yes.
Very straight question. So just now we discussed, if the children knows about the keywords and key concepts, so it comes under the keyword.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cartography is a keyword. If he knows the keyword, then he can.
Then you get 4 marks.
Yeah. So simply you will get the 4 marks of it.
Now we will sometimes may be asked, give example of thematical map.
Okay.
Same in the same chapter. Sometimes question may ask, give the example of thematical map. So at that time, children should know the types of the maps.
So of course, if it is an academic examination, what you said is correct, but it is a competitive examination.
The thematic map is also multiple choice that question. Can also come as a question.
So because identify among which is the thematical map. Like the question may comes. Correct. So identify which is the thematical map among the given. So like they will ask in the multiple choice question.
Yes, sir.
So now we will see one more.
Second one.
Okay. So now we are going to discuss about this cartography. Can you say very similar words of like cartography, or any words concerned to these 6th, 7th, 8th classes?
I just said that cartographer is a person who draws the map. Cartography. So map making, we call it as a cartography.
Okay.
Yes. So children should also know how the maps were made previously, how accurately today we are making, where the maps made in the similar way in the past.
Okay.
Take the example, there's on the clay tablet that was also considered as a map. Like there are few maps, especially if you go to Europe and all in the past. So whatever the people traveled along, so only they have seen those places and they prepared the maps. So because they have seen only those places, they included only few places and they depicted that it is the world. So like this, today we are not that. It's just because today suppose the person who prepares the map is from India, it's not that he will be preparing only the map of India, but we have so much of technological advancement these days. So whoever from wherever we are preparing the map, we will be preparing the map on the basis of latitude and the longitudes, and also see the images which are sent by the satellites.
Okay.
So
maybe students, you have to concentrate various keywords, especially various keywords, then it is easy to understand. So maybe the question comes from the keywords. So in these 2 hours we are going to give some clarity to the students where they are going to focus. So among these concepts, the first one is the children has to concentrate on the keywords of the concepts from the 6th, 7th and 8th. Probably when you see that maximum questions from the 8th only, so generally they will ask from the 8th, but it is a spiral system, so it is linked with the previous classes also. That is those will be considered as a prerequisites. So that's the reason the question may come sense. So the first concept is keywords. The children has to, when they are going to prepare, so they have to prepare the keywords, write the keywords, and they have to know about the meaning of the keyword. Yeah, this is the first thing. Okay. Now we will see the next one.
The latitude that passes through India is. This is the question. Actually, this question we observed regarding latitudes.
Okay.
Actually, latitudes and longitudes are the imaginary lines. Actually, on the earth we can't see these lines, but just for our facility we are designing latitudes and longitudes.
Hmm.
Okay. So now we discussed about the latitudes.
Okay.
Okay, latitudes are the imaginary lines.
Okay.
Okay. So you can see longitudes are the vertical,
Yeah.
latitudes are the horizontal circles.
Okay.
So horizontal circle that goes to on the globe
Okay.
exactly in the half of the globe.
Okay.
So this half of the from middle in the north from north and south both are the middle of the globe.
Okay.
So this is called a equator.
Okay.
Equator has 0 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is no less than equator. There is no 90 degrees latitudes.
Okay.
Okay. So here we can see our cartographers, our geographers given some certain names in latitudes. Suppose 0 degree latitude is equator and 23.5 degree latitude is Tropic of Cancer. 23 degree south latitude is Tropic of Capricorn.
Okay.
And also 66.5 north latitude is Arctic Circle.
Okay.
66.5 south latitude is Antarctica Circle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's good. But
Yeah.
my intention is generally what kind of question will come, because
Yes,
the same
yes.
question may not come in that.
Yes, yes.
So
So that's why we want to find out the answer. How to find out the answer?
Okay.
Actually, equator divided into two parts.
Okay.
Northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Actually, India is located northern hemisphere.
Okay.
So automatically, children easily identify the Tropic of Cancer is the right one.
Yeah, yeah.
So in this way, children are thinking automatically they may get answer.
With respect
Yeah.
to latitudes,
Yeah.
how this globe is divided,
Yes.
of course. So yeah, the children has to identify.
Yes, yes.
So for this, they have to observe the globe
Yes.
Yes.
always. Then they can locate that any country or any place
Yes.
easily. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Now-
the answer for this is
Yeah.
Tropic
Tropic
of Cancer.
Cancer.
Tropic of Cancer.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a very very important. So we have to understand the globe also. The
Yes.
second one. So from the second question, what we understand, when you have a clear idea about the globe.
So which latitudes are running from where? So from which countries the equator is running?
Yeah.
So from which countries the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn? So they can make a list of the countries so that it will be easy for them.
Yes.
Let them keep the atlas or globe in front of them and identify the countries from where the equator is
Passes.
passing,
Yes.
from where Tropic of Cancer is passing, from where Tropic of Capricorn is passing.
Yeah.
So that will help them.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Actually, we are observing the similar kind of questions even for group 2 or group 3 or other examinations
Yes,
also. So any competitive examination,
competitive
they are
examination.
asking. So the children, what you said is absolutely correct.
Yes.
So for if they take the equator, so in equator is passing through which countries?
Countries.
Yeah.
That's a very very important.
Yes.
And of course,
Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle.
all these things.
हाँ.
So they have to know, just point all those things, notify all those things. They have list
Yes.
out all those things.
Yeah.
Then it is easy for them to score a full marks in the
Yes.
exam.
Even the meridians, longitudes also.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is 0 degree longitude? Where is it passing?
Okay.
So Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere. If it comes to our country,
Okay.
which longitude is taken as the standard time?
Indian
So for the
Standard
whole
Time.
of Indian Standard Time, 82 degrees 30 minutes. So like this, if they say what is the time, difference in time between the 0 degree longitude and to India?
Okay.
So they can literally count the number of longitudes, and each longitude they know that it takes the 4 minutes to
Okay.
move from one longitude to the other longitude. So from 0 degree, if you are coming to the Eastern Hemisphere,
Okay.
so we are ahead of the time which is there in the on the 0 degree longitude or the prime meridian. If you're going towards the west, there is a lapse of time. They are
Yeah.
behind the prime meridian.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that then they will understand, okay, so that is the difference why there's we have night and day differences in different places.
Yeah, that's a key concept. So we
Yes,
have to
it's a
understand
very
the key
key.
concept.
So usually children get confused that why we have day and why in US it is night.
Yeah.
So their question is like, we are all staying in the same world. We say there is life is only on earth. Then why is it like this?
Yeah.
So then the concept of rotation, revolution and all that will come. So one concept will give you a clear idea of the other concepts.
Yeah. So questioning, sometimes questioning is different. So one of the Balasri Award children, when I met him, so he said, when he was honored by the President of India, Abdul Kalam. So he asked one question when he mother is introduced about himself. So okay, so you want to just the first question is, so how many times the earth is revolving around the sun after your birth? That is the question. So sir is going to ask, what is your age? So he didn't ask the question directly as what is your age. So how many times?
So there you need to understand what is the concept of revolution.
Yes. Yeah. So means like, because he is basically a scientist and he is a good teacher.
Yes.
So means a way of questioning. So the children is understand is in position to understand how they are asking the questions in the examination or in general also. So every time don't expect the same very straight question. Yeah. So here one more question. The maximum isolation is the maximum insolation is received in, here 4 options are given.
Yes.
Equatorial region, tropical region, temperate region, polar region. So where we received the maximum insolation.
So now this is I told you, sir, unless and until you understand the concept, you need to understand what insolation is, where the insolation is maximum. So where all these regions are located. Equatorial region we are saying. So the child should understand equatorial region means, okay, the region around the equator. So some degrees of latitude in the northern hemisphere and also in the southern hemisphere. Then somewhere around from 20s latitudes both in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere, we have the tropical region. Then coming to the above the tropical region, we have the temperate region both in the northern hemisphere and again in the southern hemisphere. Then the polar region, the North Pole region and the South Pole region. So unless and until you understand all the meanings of what this is, the distractors, you will not be able to answer the question. Now to understand the word insolation, what is insolation? The incoming solar radiation. So what is solar radiation? The solar radiation is the solar energy. So what is solar energy? The energy which we get from the sun. So there are so many concepts which are there in one word. So that is why I am telling my students, sincere advice is that you have to understand the concept very clearly. Now if you see this question, maximum insolation, so what is the answer? So where we get maximum solar energy. Now we all know that the sun's rays fall vertically on the equator. So the temperature is more. As we go towards the poles, either it is the North Pole or towards the South Pole, so the sun's rays fall slantingly. So when they fall slantingly, the distance between the poles and the sun is more. So the energy, the solar energy which they get, the places is less. So obviously the solar radiation is less, solar radiation, the insolation will also be less. So to understand this, we need to understand all this and then come to the answer. So since at the equator, the sun's rays are falling vertically, the intensity of insolation is more, the temperature is more.
So here again it comes under the keyword. So if the children knows the meaning of insulation, so if he knows the meaning of the insulation, he can find the answer easily. And one more thing here, they have to connect the social studies with the science. Because actually insulation is a word concerned to the science. Of course,
physics,
your subject is also social science. It's not a different thing. It's a social science.
They are integrated.
Because Earth is revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit. So sometimes it comes very near to the sun. Sometimes it's
aphelion and perihelion, what we call it in class 9.
So this is a very, very important. Even there is a thing here. Earth releases, of course, sun releases the energy by using a process is called nuclear fission.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the
fusion.
process.
Yeah.
When nuclear fusion, so a lot of sound, lot of heat energy will be released
Yes.
because of vacuum between the planet and the sun. So we are unable to receive the sound,
Yes.
but we are receiving the energy,
Light.
which was heat energy.
Heat energy.
Of course, this insulation, all this comes in the same
Yes.
concept.
Yes.
So this is very, very important.
Yes.
When the teacher is going to explain all these things, so better to explain in this manner also.
Yes.
Then how this energy will comes, what is insulation, where the intensity of the insulation is more, where the is less,
Yes.
what is the reason behind it.
Behind it.
All these things the children
So
has
if
to
they
understand.
only
this.
learn where it is less,
Yes.
Yeah.
they get confused. They should know why is it less, why is it more.
Yeah.
Then see, it's like, it's not that the question will be asked in the same way. They can twist because it's a competitive examination.
Yeah.
So they'll twist the question.
Yes.
So once they twist the question, they usually children get confused there only because they will be learning the question in one way. They expect that whatever they have learned the question should come in the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
Once there's any change in one word also in the question, they get confused and they come back to us and they say, teacher, I don't know this answer. And then we say this question, then they say, yes, I know the answer.
Yeah. So this answer is equatorial region.
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is the equatorial
And
region.
one more thing you can say, of course, with using common sense also, the children can identify answer, because so the equatorial region means here mostly Africa and
Yes,
other people will
Yes,
come,
sir.
Yeah.
and the skin tone of those
Yes.
also, because
They are black.
so here
We cannot only give that
no,
reason
see,
because we are exposed
maybe
to
expected.
because
temperature
their
more.
bodies are exposed to
the sun.
sun is more compared to
So
the
the
other.
complexion,
Yeah.
the complexion of the skin
Yeah,
is
yeah.
darker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So means the children can think in this manner.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very important. By
So the
having is
children should not give, not only children, no one should be giving importance to the complexion of the skin.
Yeah.
That the child should know it is only because of the place where he resides.
Yeah, that's
so
that's
that is
very
the only
important.
difference in the complexion of the skin.
Yes.
But as a person, human being is a human being wherever he
Yeah, yeah.
are. So
Because
that
see
the racial
here,
discrimination.
we are saying why.
Yes.
It's not there means why means they are exposing their body very near to the
Yes.
compared to the other. So they perceives more solar energy. Obviously,
Yes.
these
So
are the-
again, this might lead to another concept of
natural
racial
phenomenon.
discrimination.
Yes, yes, yes.
So which is a social problem. So
Yes.
that is what I'm saying. One will lead to the other.
Yes. That's okay. Now coming to the next one. During the summer, the temperature is less in which areas? Hyderabad, Delhi, Simla, and Chennai.
Yes.
Actually, this question, Hyderabad, Delhi, Simla, Chennai.
Okay.
Here also better to choose the elimination method. Okay. Hyderabad is the far away from the sea.
Okay.
It is nearly about 600 meters,
Okay.
mean sea level.
Okay.
So Delhi also around that.
Okay.
Chennai is the sea coast city.
Okay.
Okay. But Simla is the highest, nearly 2000 above height is there.
Okay.
So normally, whenever the temperature, whenever temperature is high, automatically all surrounding air is also it is very light.
Yes.
Automatically it goes up.
Okay.
And
So-
also whenever we find out, if you go high, automatically the temperature is decrease.
Yeah. So generally we have to say the
I
answer.
will also, I would like to add a little more.
Yeah.
So this is again where, to answer this question, the child should know what factors influence the distribution of temperature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Though all places are located on the, we say one factor is the latitude, the first one.
Yeah.
So though the places are located on the same latitude, but they do not record the same temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a other factor, altitude. Altitude is the height from
Yes.
the mean sea level. That also influences the temperature. So though they are located on the same altitude, because of the altitude, then the temperature is not the same in both the places.
Yeah.
So the altitude of Shimla
Shimla is
is
high.
higher compared to the all the other three distractors, Hyderabad, Delhi and Chennai.
Yeah. So,
So,
here
and
what
one
you
more
said,
thing.
that's absolutely correct. So the children will think about the altitude with respect to sea level.
Sea level.
Correct, with respect to
Yes.
sea level.
Sea level.
It is altitude is high,
Height.
obviously it perceives less
Yes.
heat.
Yes.
It perceives less heat.
Yes.
Means temperature is less.
Huh.
So when it is very nearer to the sea level, it consumes more. Like they have to compare. All these
And
things.
one more thing is like this altitude, why when we go up to a certain extent, why is it decreasing? Because here the temperature and the altitude is inversely. As you go up, the temperature decreases. Why?
Yes.
Because we are in the lower level of troposphere.
Yes, yes.
We have 4 layers of atmosphere. So in the troposphere, every layer of atmosphere has its own characteristics.
Yeah.
So because we are in troposphere, so here the main characteristic of troposphere is that as the altitude increases, the temperature decreases.
Yes, yes.
So that is the reason why the temperature of Shimla is less compared to all the other 3 places.
Yeah. So this is a so when you are going to answer all this, first read that what is the key concept.
Yes.
Here key word, not a key word, key
Concept.
concept.
Key
So
concept.
key concept. So the children is able to identify the key concept. Here just the height of the altitude.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the factors that influence temperature,
Yes, yes.
that is the key concept.
Yes.
So if they understand that concept, they'll be able to answer this question.
Yeah. The
Actually-
previous questions are very straight on keywords. Now it comes under the key
Concept.
concept.
Some other factors also there.
Yes.
Okay.
One is latitude is there, land water relationship
Yes.
is there, upper air circulation is there.
Okay.
These are also to influence the
Temperature.
But major
But
factor.
the question related to altitude.
Yes, it's a major factor
Yeah.
like when you compare with all these things.
One of
And
the factor.
Yeah. So now we will shift to the one more question, that is Eskimos. Eskimos lives in which area? So
Yeah.
that's the question. And the
Okay.
4 options are given: Arctic region, Sahara Desert, Balkan Peninsula, Atacama Desert.
Yeah.
So these are the 4 areas, very straight. So if they know
Yeah.
of different kinds of people where they are living, so you
Yeah.
can say that. Okay.
Actually, this is also elimination method.
Okay.
Different climatic conditions are there.
Okay.
Actually, Arctic region is very cold conditions. Sahara and Atacama Desert is a very hot conditions.
Yeah.
In Balkan Peninsula is a one of the area. It is not a particular temperature are there.
Okay.
But here children are thinking related to these climatic conditions.
Okay.
Automatically Eskimos live in Arctic regions.
Yeah. So that's
So-
that's correct. What you said, it is correct, because so sometimes we have to go for from options to question.
Yeah.
There are 2 methods. One is a question to answer,
Yes.
and second one is option to question.
question.
So if you have, here you can use the elimination
Yeah.
method. And Eskimos, if they know about the Eskimos, generally Eskimos are living in a very cold area.
Yes.
So once they identify the Eskimos are living in cold
Cold
area,
area.
so among these
Which
4,
is the
which
cold-
is the cold
cold
area?
area.
So generally Arctic or Antarctic is.
So
these
then
are
again
cold
they
region.
should know where Arctic is located.
Yes, yes.
So it is in the northern hemisphere.
Yes.
So it's near to poles. So that's why we say the basic concepts
Yes.
are very, very important.
Yeah. And even elimination method also, they can eliminate easily 2 out of 4.
Yes.
Both are deserts.
Yeah.
Deserts.
Deserts means here obviously the temperature is more. Generally Eskimos are living in a cold area.
areas.
So these 2 are eliminated. Only you have 2.
Actually, the Bidowns are living in Sahara Desert.
Okay.
Chincharo living in Atacama Desert.
So
Those
here,
group of people.
Yeah.
So here the children has to prepare notes that
Yeah.
in which area different kind
What
of people,
kind-
what kind of
That group of people, what are they called?
yes, yes. The people who lived in the particular region,
Yes.
what is their
what
name?
are they
Name.
called?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
So
is also
that's
very
that's
important.
also
So
very
this
important.
it need not be only social science related question. It can come as general
Even,
awareness.
yes. That's the reason already we said there is a very slight line is there between general awareness and social studies. Yes,
Yes,
that's
exactly.
okay. We will shift to the next question. The trees shed leaves in. Okay, so
Deciduous.
deciduous forest, thorny forest, equatorial forest, and littoral forest.
I think there's a typing error. Right? It should be thorny forest. THRONY. Thorny
okay,
forest.
okay.
Yes. So trees shed leaves. My question again will be: will the tree shed leaves or not?
Yeah.
Will all the trees shed leaves? or only few trees shed leaves.
Okay.
So that children should first understand. So all the trees shed leaves. So why is this particular question asked?
Yeah.
Right. So this is again based on different types of forests.
Yes.
What kind of forests are found in different regions?
Yes. Yes.
Now, to understand this question, different types of forest,
Yes.
you need to understand the weather conditions,
Yeah.
the temperature, the rainfall. Okay. So in this, where equatorial forests are located. So by the word itself, they know that these forests are located near the equator. So then to them, their mind immediately they should come that equatorial region, more temperature will be there. So when there's more temperature, rainfall is also more. So when rainfall temperature is more, what kind of vegetation? Vegetation is the trees, the natural trees which are grown without the human intervention.
Yes, yes.
So that is why we use the word natural vegetation. So what kind of vegetation is grown there? So broad leaf, and almost there is temperature and there is rainfall. So no scarcity of water and all. So broad leaves. Okay, and here the trees, though they shed, they remain green throughout the year. That means new leaves come. So then eliminate this. Then come to thorny forest. As I told you, there's some typing error, thorny forest.
Okay.
So there we can see that where thorny forest, that means what? Where the temperatures are less.
Okay.
There they find this kind of vegetation, where
So
we have
obviously
thorns.
there may be less
Thorns.
yeah.
So why is it like? Because there is scarcity of water. The availability of the water to the trees, the plants is very less.
Yes.
So you find thorny types of vegetation there. Then comes to littoral. What is the meaning of littoral? It is a sea coast. So forests which are there on the sea coast, we call it as a littoral forest.
Okay.
So deciduous forests.
Yeah.
So deciduous forests are there during one particular season. The trees shed leaves.
Okay.
Okay, so during that time we can see that there are hardly any leaves on the tree. Then again they come back. So this kind of vegetation where the tree shed leaves in particular season is found in the deciduous forests.
Yeah. So this is a very, very important thing. The reason is, so just now here we are going to say the children has to prepare a concept mapping from each chapter.
Yes, that's what I told you initially.
Yeah. So
Yes.
once they make a concept mapping, then different kinds of forests, of forests.
So they can prepare a table also.
Yeah.
Type of forest, vegetation, weather conditions, how it is, temperatures and the rainfall, animals found, natural vegetation. So like that, if they make table also, it will be very easy for them to understand.
So if they prepare a table or a concept mapping, then it's easy for the children to learn the concept. So children, you are going to prepare a concept mapping for each concept, then it will help them to answer any kind of question in the exam.
And just before going to exam, it helps them to revise also.
Yes, sir. That's good. Okay. So we will discuss the rest of the questions. We will take a 5 minutes break and we will come back. So after this, have you any doubts in this particular area or about the concept, about the examination? So you can ask the questions to our expertise people through your phone and call. So already number is scrolled on the screen. So for that number, just make a call, we will respond and we will clarify our queries and doubts. So we will come back within 5 minutes. Until namaste.
జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ లో మన విజ్ఞానాన్ని మరింత పెంచేందుకు టీసాట్ ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమం చేపట్టింది. పలు అంశాలపై మనకున్న తెలివితేటల్ని పరీక్షించుకోవడం, తెలియని అంశాలపై అవగాహన పెంచుకునేందుకు ఈ కార్యక్రమం రూపకల్పన చేసింది. ఈ ప్రత్యేక క్విజ్ కార్యక్రమంలో మీరు పాల్గొనాలనుకుంటున్నారా? మీ విజ్ఞానాన్ని మా ద్వారా ప్రపంచానికి పంచాలనుకుంటున్నారా? అయితే మీ ప్రశ్నలు మరియు ఆప్షన్స్ మా టీసాట్ ఛానల్ పై నేరుగా సంధించండి లేదా ఈమెయిల్ కు పంపించగలరు. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్: Which institution conducts the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey? Option A, National Statistical Office. Option B, Niti Aayog. Option C, Reserve Bank of India. Option D, NABARD. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option A, National Statistical Office. The All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey is conducted by the National Statistical Office every 5 years. The survey, which helps to arrive at estimates of poverty levels, is set to resume this year after a prolonged break. Since 2011-12, India does not have any official estimates on per capita household spending used to arrive at estimates of poverty levels and to review economic indicators like GDP. The government scrapped the findings of the last survey for data quality issues. Next question. Who is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Option A, President. Option B, Vice President. Option C, Prime Minister. Option D, former Lok Sabha Speaker. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, Vice President. Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The winter session of the Parliament commenced as the Vice President Jagjeep Dhankar officiated as the chairman of Rajya Sabha for the first time. The centre's agenda for the winter session of Parliament includes introduction of 16 new bills. Next question. Which institution proposed long-term motor insurance policies? Option A, PFRDA. Option B, IRDAI. Option C, Niti Aayog. Option D, Supreme Court. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, IRDAI. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India has proposed allowing all general insurers to offer long-term motor insurance policies. The proposal seeks to provide a wider choice to policyholders. The regulator proposed a 3-year policy in respect of private cars, coterminous with motor third-party liability cover, and a 5-year policy in respect of two-wheelers. Next question. Which state has set up Intercaste or Interfaith Marriage Family Coordination Committee? Option A, Assam. Option B, Maharashtra. Option C, Tamil Nadu. Option D, Andhra Pradesh. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, Maharashtra. Maharashtra state government has set up Intercaste or Interfaith Marriage Family Coordination Committee. The committee is to be headed by the state's Women and Child Development Minister and BJP leader Mangal Prabhat Lodha. It aims to gather detailed information about couples in such marriages and maternal families of the women involved if they are estranged. Next question. Unmesh is an international literary festival organized in which state? Option A, Karnataka. Option B, Kerala. Option C, Himachal Pradesh. Option D, Gujarat. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C, Himachal Pradesh. 3-day International Literary Festival Unmesh was organized at the state of Himachal Pradesh. The festival was inaugurated by Union Minister of State for Culture Arjun Ram Meghwal. Over 425 writers, poets, translators, critics and personalities from 15 countries representing over 16 languages are participating in the event. The festival is being organized by the Union Ministry of Culture and Sahitya Academy with the support of Himachal Pradesh Department of Art and Culture as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Next question. Who is the head of the Goods and Services Tax Council? Option A, RBI Governor. Option B, Union Finance Minister. Option C, Finance Commission Chairperson. Option D, Niti Aayog CEO. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, Union Finance Minister. The Goods and Services Tax Council has Union Finance Minister as chairperson, the Union Minister of State from the centre. Each state can nominate a minister in charge as a member. The 2-day meeting of the 47th Goods and Services Tax Council was recently held in Chandigarh. The council agreed to levy 18% on checks loose or in book form. Hotel accommodations below 1,000 rupees will be taxed at 12% among other changes. Next question. Sambhaji Nagar is the new name of which Indian city? Option A, Ahmedabad. Option B, Aurangabad. Option C, ఫిరోజాబాద్.
Namaste. Once again welcome back to our orientation about the social studies in point of PM Yasasvi scholarship test. As we said, this is a very important subject. Of course, every subject is an important in point of any examination, but according to the weightage of the number of questions in the examination, just now we discussed that is 25 questions from general studies and 25 questions from the social studies. So, these two totally 50 means nearly 50% of the total examination. So, that is we have to give more importance for this. When you have the more conceptual clarity about this examination, then it is easy to score. And when you see all the questions, just now we discussed few questions from the previous paper, all are very simple. So, here we identify 3 areas. One is keywords. So, you have to identify the keywords and you have to know the meaning of the keywords for each chapter at each concept from 6th, 7th and 8th. Okay, that is the first one. Now, the second one is key concepts. What are the major key concepts you have to identify, you have to note those things. And the third one is a concept mapping. Concept mapping or the concept flow. So, when you make a concept mapping about the particular concept, then it is a very easy to understand and easy to answer the questions. So, we will discuss some more areas which are very important in point of examination with our subject experts. Along with we will discuss some more questions also and relative concepts also on this one. In the meantime, if you have any doubt, any queries from your side, you can make a call to us, then we will respond and we will clarify your doubts. Please utilize this opportunity and make a maximum use from this one. Okay, we will see the next question. Already we discussed a few questions. Next question is, mangrove forests are also called as thorny forests, equatorial forests, littoral forests and deciduous forests. This question comes as different kinds of forests, and the previous question also are very
it is linked. So, that is why we have taken up this question.
Yeah.
So, I was telling like you can prepare a table wherein the children can even write down the vegetation, that is the kind of trees that are grown.
Yeah.
So, which amongst these is called as a mangrove forest. But actually what is mangrove? So, to understand that they should know that it is the name of the tree.
Yes.
So, because in these forests more number of mangrove trees are grown, that is why it is also called as a mangrove. So, which is it? Is it the thorny forest or the equatorial forest or the littoral forest or the deciduous forest?
Yeah.
So, to know this, we should know the vegetation, the kind of vegetation which is grown in this particular forest.
Okay.
So, for this the answer is the littoral forest.
Yeah.
So, mangroves trees are grown in littoral forests, hence these littoral forests are also called as a mangrove forests.
Yeah. So, again just now we discussed, so the children has to prepare
The table, as I said.
various kinds of forests. Yeah. So, where
The table, if they prepare the table, any number of questions. So, just to tell you the importance of preparing a table like that, we have taken up this question. So, it will be easy. Once they prepare the table, immediately they can identify, okay, this is a vegetation grown, so this is immediately they will answer.
Yeah. So,
time is also very important.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, when we prepare such tables, it will be very easy for the children to answer. They will not take more time
yes,
in the examination.
Yeah. And once again this is a very important useful thing is, so you are going to write 9th class children, you are going to write examination this year, correct? And next within 2 years, means next year you are in 10th, next year is in 11th, you are eligible to write this +1 level examination also.
Okay, yes.
So, for
After 2
this
years.
you have to prepare like these tables or concept mapping or brain mapping,
Yes.
whatever it may be, the strategies which are discussed here. So, if you follow those things, when you keep and save, those are highly useful for the even for next examination. So, there is no mandatory that who qualified in 9th is not eligible for the +1 level.
Yes.
He may
Yes.
qualify in that he is also eligible for the examination.
yes.
So, for that reason children prepare this examination, make this examination preparation in a fruitful manner. That is a very important. Now, we are going to discuss one more question, that is ASHA workers works at. ASHA workers already know that ASHA workers is one of the employee in our present system.
Yeah.
So the ASHA workers are concerned to which area? That's the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And level.
and level. In which level they are working?
Yes.
Whether it is a state level, mandal level, district level,
at the
or
village.
or village level.
Yes.
So you are going to discuss all these
Okay.
things. Yeah.
Actually, ASHA worker,
Yeah.
ASHA expands accredited social health activist.
Okay.
So there is a full form is there.
Okay.
Accredited social health activist.
Okay. Okay.
So now here she is a vital role in the Telangana state. Actually, actually they are working at village level.
Village level. Okay.
Yes, actually what they are doing to collect the health information from the people.
Okay. When
And
you are
also-
when you are saying ASHA worker plays a vital role in Telangana state.
Yes.
Is it ASHA worker is concerned to our state, or it is a concern to other states also? Is it a national policy, ASHA workers, or our state policy? This one.
Maybe I think it is a only our state policy.
State policy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, they are doing some works in Anganwadi centers also.
Okay.
To collect the health information.
Health
from
record,
the
health
Health
information.
profile
records
of,
from the
yeah,
profile of
health
the children,
profiles.
and also what is the weight of the children.
Hi, all comes under
All
the
comes
health
under the
profile.
health
Health profile of the
yeah.
children and their mothers also. Yeah.
They will always collect the information from
Okay.
the public.
Okay. So this it's very clear. ASHA workers concerned to the village level.
Village level. Yes.
At the
Okay.
village
In
level.
actually in mandal level there is a primary health center is there.
Okay.
Actually in 2-3 villages under together one primary health center is there.
Okay.
In district level general hospital is there.
Okay.
In state level we know Usmania
Yeah,
and
yeah. So
Gandhi
there's some
hospital.
okay.
Big
Multi-speciality hospitals.
multi-special hospital is there.
Okay.
Yes.
So the children has to understand different levels also of the
Yes.
hospitals.
Yeah.
What is the name and who worked there, and what are the health facilities also. Not only in point of our examination, they have to aware about this
area
system
hospitals
also.
are
Yes,
there.
system
if
also,
they-
how the
if-
system works.
Yeah, how the
Yeah,
system works.
works.
This is very, very important. Clear. Okay.
Yes.
Now we will see one more. This comes under the history.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a Jallianwala Bagh.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jallianwala Bagh massacre was the consequence of means. So this will happen. Jallianwala Bagh happens after the which one?
Huh. So
Which
this is the
movement?
consequence.
Yeah. What is the consequence here? So 4 options are given here.
Yes.
The what are the options is when you see there is a
Champaran.
Champaran campaign, Kaira
protest,
protest, non-cooperation movement,
and the
and
Rowlatt
Rowlatt Act.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if you explain all these 4, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Champaran Act, who has started it? Mahatma
Okay.
Gandhi. So why did Mahatma Gandhi start the Champaran Act? Kaira protest, again same thing, Mahatma Gandhi has only done it.
Okay.
Non-cooperation, what is the non-cooperation? With whom we have not cooperated?
Yeah.
So what is the importance of non-cooperation? When it happened? Rowlatt Act. So who passed this Rowlatt Act? So
Okay.
Rowlatt Act was passed by the British government. So what is the content of the act? That they can arrest a person without any reason.
Yeah.
So why this protest was there is only because without the reason a person is being arrested. So people met at Jallianwala Bagh. Then General Odar, he fired. He ordered the fire. So that is why we call it as a massacre.
Okay.
So if we have to understand all this, then only we will be able to know
Yes,
which is the right
Correct,
answer.
suitable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is why I told you that whenever you are preparing the history questions part of it, it is better you go according to the chronological order,
Yeah, yeah.
follow it. So and which incident has led to which incident. So that will be very easy.
Yeah. This is
And
a very,
this
yeah.
is Indian freedom movement. So we are expecting at least 2 questions or 3 questions because it's our country, our history. So all of us should know about it and be proud of all our freedom fighters.
Yeah.
What contribution it is of
Yeah,
them.
actually
and
we
have
are
to be
yeah
the
we are
successes.
we are celebrating Amrutkal also.
Yes.
So this is the right time,
Yeah.
and they may ask the questions on
Yes.
our Indian movement
Indian
movement also.
movement also.
Also.
We know the like a contribution of like many, like Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Rajgopalachari and all that, but there are some unsung heroes also.
Yeah.
So if the children can collect little bit of information regarding that, then it will be beneficial, or it will be useful for them to answer the general awareness questions.
Yeah, so it's again it comes as a fourth one. Already we said keywords,
Yeah.
key concepts, concept mapping. Now the chronological order.
Yes.
So which
Yes.
is exclusively for the history.
History
Yes.
part of
Yeah.
it. To
So
get
this is
good
the
marks.
fourth one. So
Yes, sir.
so they have to prepare the chronological order for different historical events.
Events.
They make, when they make it in order, of course chronological order, then they can recall which
Yes.
event come, when it happens, what
Happened
is the,
and
what is the
why-
preceding event, what is succeeding event, like you can say all
Yes.
these things here. That's very very important.
Yes.
So now we will move to the another
Yes.
question. Dandi March. Of
Yeah.
course, it also
Is
comes
again-
under the
Freedom movement.
freedom
Freedom
movement.
movement.
Dandi March was against. So
Yes.
what is the theme? of it?
Usually
Ex-
questions will be who led Dandi March.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but here we want to focus on the concept,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
why it happened.
Yes.
So that's why this question is given.
Yeah. So here the
So
Dandi
here-
March was against the four. I will read the four options here.
Okay.
The SALT laws, division of country, Rowlatt Act, and Cripps mission. These are the four options are given. So mostly Dandi is because the resonance will come.
Yeah.
Once you say Dandi means SALT will come.
Yes.
So the children can easily identify this question. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, can-
Actually, Dandi March led by Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
Okay. This march against the imposing the tax on
Okay.
salt.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why actually Dandi salt, it is correlation
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
words actually.
Yes, yes.
You know, Cripps mission.
Yeah.
Actually, at the time of Second World War,
Okay.
the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill
Okay.
ordered to their one minister,
Okay.
Sir Stafford Cripps.
Okay.
He is the one of the minister in Churchill cabinet. He went. He came to India to discuss about the support of the support from the India
Okay.
in
For
Second
their
World War.
Okay. Okay.
So at that time, he wanted to meet the Mahatma Gandhi and other Congress members. So first of all, Mahatma Gandhi raised one question. First, we have to appoint a defense member from Indians
Okay.
in Executive Council.
Okay.
So otherwise we can't do anything.
Support and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So automatically they won't agree. Again, Mahatma Gandhi taken another program, that is the this one.
Dandi
Which
March.
one? No.
Non-cooperation
No,
movement.
no. That is the Do or Die program
Okay. Okay.
in 1942.
Quit India movement.
Quit India movement.
Yeah. So see the as because we are going to discuss especially for the historical history.
Yeah.
So these historical events and historical concepts, this chronological order they have to
Yes.
prepare it. Which
Yes.
comes with succeeding or
Yes.
preceding to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's order. All those things.
So unless until they know why Cripps mission has come to India, they will not be able to answer the question.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So the purpose of it also, what is Rowlatt Act?
Mm,
So
yeah.
this division of the country, partition of the country, that what happened?
Yeah.
So that is why we are telling, and we need to understand the concepts.
Yeah, what are the consequences leads to a
Yeah.
Cripps mission? This is a
Yes.
very important.
Yes.
After this mission, what happens?
Happens.
So you said the do or die things and come. Like
So like
they have-
that-
they have to map all these things in order.
Actually, Mahatma Gandhi take a non-cooperation movement because of Rowlatt Act.
Rowlatt Act. Okay.
So
That's
these
good.
are the interdependence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we will shift to that. So here when you observe this, these two questions from the Indian movement. So especially when the questions may ask from history, maximum important priority will be given to the Indian, because
Yes.
lot of things happens in
Happen,
that
yeah.
Indian movement in
Yeah, they
freedom
can even
struggle
ask from
movement.
ancient and the medieval period also.
Okay.
So we have even given questions covering medieval period
Yeah.
and also the ancient period.
Yes.
Okay.
We will discuss
But
them.
Yeah.
We are
So actually
covering-
this next question also
Is also regarding
yeah,
the
who is the leader of Indian Army?
Yeah.
Indian National Army.
Indian
Indian
National
National
Army.
Army.
So that's the question.
Yeah.
So same again Indian National Movement.
Yeah,
in this
yes,
one.
yes.
So here the four options are again. We will see the four options. Bipin Chandrakant, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose and Jawaharlal Nehru. Among these four, who is the leader of the Indian National Army? This is the question. Now, what's your answer?
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yeah.
So usually kids think that it is Mahatma Gandhi because
Okay.
freedom movement itself means it's Mahatma Gandhi for them.
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that is why we have given Jawaharlal Nehru, because they also remember that the first Prime Minister. So I just now I said that Subhash Chandra Bose is more popular. I'm not saying that he's not popular, but the contribution,
Yeah, yeah.
what his contribution, what his intention was, why he wanted to be a friend of Japan, though Japan during the Second World War,
Okay.
like it was going on attacking the aggressive nationalism which it had, the dictatorial tendency that had,
Yeah.
but still why Subhash Chandra Bose wanted to take the help of Japan. So we need to discuss all this.
Yeah, that's
To-
very important.
Yeah, and why Mahatma Gandhi did not want it? Because Mahatma Gandhi he believed in peace. So first let's settle off the issue with Britain.
Yeah.
Let's fight for then we can even, so these are the things which the children should know about
Yeah.
it.
So
So why
mostly-
there was
yeah.
difference of opinion. So in a democratic way, how they resolved. See, whenever we are teaching, it is not that only we teach what Mahatma Gandhi has done, what it is, and how they have done it.
Yeah.
Today we have to follow their ideals because we are their successors. So they proved that these democratic principles, they followed it in their real life.
Okay.
Though there was difference of opinion between them, but all of them fought for the sake of freedom.
Yes, yes.
The
so
goal is
actually it is a very familiar to Azad Hind Fauj
Yes.
Yes.
and of Indian National Army.
Indian National Army.
So these two words are very familiar. The children also very familiar with these words. So definitely they can identify
Yes, and answer.
who is the leader of Indian National Army. They will
Yes.
say Subhash Chandra Bose. There is no
Yes.
confuse at
Yes.
all.
Yes.
But of course, so
Few of them might get
yeah,
confused.
maybe some of them. So
Yeah.
they feel once, if, for example,
For a second.
he is just a lazy guy. So just he knows very few of the names
Yes.
of the Indian freedom fighters.
Fighters, then
generally
they might
get a
get
confusion
confused.
about Jawaharlal
Yes.
Nehru and all these
Bipin
things.
Chandrapal. Here is one correction is there.
No, even if it's gender can't also, it's okay. That's
Yeah.
anyway, it is a distractor.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So now we will see one more.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last viceroy
Yeah.
Of India.
India.
of India. So
Yes.
it's also very repeated question.
Yes.
In the even academic examination also generally they will ask in the
Yeah.
question, correct?
Yeah.
In
So
general, in general.
So they should-
Actually, it is a end of British period.
Yes, that's
That's why we prepared this question.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's
general,
important.
In
In general,
general,
yeah.
because generally in the middle and first and last historical event generally
They
everyone
will-
will focus on it.
Yes, yes.
So who is the last viceroy of our India means definitely they will ask, okay. So
Louis
the children,
Mountbatten.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to give more importance for this.
Yes.
Correct.
Louis
So
Mountbatten is the correct
persons
answer.
are also very important because he was the one who has transferred the power to India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the reason.
General O. Dyer is the related to
Jallianwala Bagh massacre.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Lord Canning
He is the first viceroy.
Yes.
Yeah, here four options are given.
Yes.
General O. Dyer,
Yeah.
Louis Mountbatten,
Button,
Lord
Lord
Canning,
Canning and Lord
Linlithgow.
Linlithgow. So the children should know about their
Their
significance.
Yes,
significance.
This is very important. So
Yeah.
how they are connected to the which
Yes.
historical
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so that's a very very important. So okay. So now we will move to the another one. Means we are observing nearly it is a fourth or fifth question
Coming from the national movement.
only.
Yes.
So students, you have to concentrate, especially
Yes.
if in the history the Indian independence struggle,
Yes.
Indian independence movement. You have to see, just thoroughly go through the total things.
Yes.
Then it is easy to score maximum marks. So don't forget 45% is the qualifying mark for all kinds of children. So definitely 45% means here if you score maximum marks from the history or from the social studies, obviously you will be in the selection list. So I hope that's the reason. Give more importance for the national Indian movement or struggle. Clear? Okay, now we will see one more question. Our national flag is designed by.
So these are
recently we celebrated
Independence Day.
hundreds that person Pingal Venkaya
Yeah.
sir birthday
Yes.
celebrations also recently it happened. So definitely.
So keeping in view the importance given to the symbols, the
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of national symbols.
yeah, sir.
So national flag, national tree, all those. So they should know. We
Yeah.
are all citizens of this country, so we should know all those.
Yes.
This is one more thing. This is very very important. So as Indian freedom movement, the children also give more importance for the Indian symbols.
Yes.
What is the national animal? What is the national flower?
Yeah.
What is the national flag? What are the colors? What is the national anthem?
What do
Who
those
wrote
colours
that
represent?
National anthem?
Song.
So these are what is the national
Yes.
song? All these things are very very important.
Important.
And one more, of course, this is a national level examination. No, generally they will give more questions from the national
National
symbols only. Of
yes,
course,
yes.
our
Na-
state, Telangana state has its own,
Its own symbols.
symbols.
Yes.
But,
But-
it is a national level examination.
So-
Generally, they may ask the more questions from the national symbols only, not
Yes.
from our
State symbols.
Learn this. This is also important.
Yes.
At the same time, in point of examination, you have to give more focus on the national, of course, symbols.
National events
Yes,
and
sir.
all like
Yeah,
that.
these things. So the national flag was
Designed
prepared
by
by sir?
Pingali Venkaya.
Yeah,
Pingali
Pingali Venkaya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So he is our Telugu people, so we can feel
Yeah,
proud,
very proud of
as our Telugu people
Our
has
person.
prepared the national flag.
Design.
So as we feel it's a honor to our total
Yes.
Telugu people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
so
question.
now we are shifting to the next one.
question.
Yeah. Election to the Constituent Assembly were held in the year.
Yeah.
Constitution Assembly
Constituent
means
Assembly.
Yeah,
So
it's-
what is the work of Constituent Assembly?
Yeah.
What did the Constituent Assembly do?
So
Yeah.
now it's freedom movement is over.
Yes,
Now
yes.
we are entering into the preparing the
Oh yeah,
constitution.
maybe it's also it comes under the political science, civics, I think so.
Political
No,
science.
yes,
Political
Yes.
science.
So Constituent Assembly, what did it do? It prepared the Constitution. First they should know. What is Constitution?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, today we are all here, sitting here, everyone is having a peaceful, happy life. All the credit goes to the Constitution.
Yes.
And the Constitution is prepared by the Constituent Assembly.
Assembly.
Okay.
So, now what are the options?
Yeah,
1945,
Yeah.
1946, 1947 and 1950.
Yes.
But
Okay.
here also we can use elimination method.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it's
Yeah.
little confusing here.
Yeah.
1945, why is that year given to us?
Yes.
So, Second
It
World
is
War
a
ended.
End of Second World War.
1946, 1947. So everyone will think that Constituent Assembly prepared Constitution. So it is after we got the independence.
Yes. Yes.
So whether here there are chances of students getting confused and opting for 1947 or 1950.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the right answer is 1946.
Okay. Okay.
So 1947 we've got the freedom, but before freedom we've got the freedom, Constituent Assembly was set up and they started preparing the Constitution. And 1950 is the year when India became Republic.
Okay.
Yes.
So here the very important thing is a layman, of course, who didn't have this identity, if they depends on the logic, they may do
Yeah,
mistake
they
here.
take
Yeah.
it.
Because when they prepared the Indian Constitution,
After-
so
So
after
after
the independence,
till independence.
so already 1945, 1946, 1947,
no, before.
so before that, so obviously 1950,
50.
so we are in the
Yes.
Republic country, so they will choose a 1950, so that's a mistake. So the children have very good conceptual knowledge and proper
So
conceptual
that's where
knowledge.
the time, the period, the
Yeah,
chronological
again
order
here
is also
chronological
very,
order is a very very important.
That's
Chronological order, and in that chronological order, what events are happens. So these are the very
Even
important.
though Constituent Assembly under chairmanship of Dr.
Rajendra
Babu
Prasad.
Rajendra Prasad,
Yes, yes,
and also one committee is there.
Yes.
Drafting
Drafting
committee is
committee.
there.
yes, yes.
Dr. B.R.
chairman is
Ambedkar
Dr.
is
B.R.
the
Ambedkar.
drafting committee chairman.
No, yeah.
So
Here
these
a
are all-
lot of discussion
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
recently.
yes.
In television channels also a lot of discussion happen. So who is the leader of Indian Constitution? This so everyone says Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, so, but that is a different.
Undoubtedly,
Yeah.
it is under his leadership.
Yes, yes.
So under the leadership of it, even all the others will work, then only the leader can work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it is a contribution of all the members of the Constituent Assembly who have prepared the Constitution.
Ah, yeah,
Of
that's-
course, the
that's-
leader is the leader.
So who is the leader of Indian Constitutional Assembly is a different. who is the
Drafting committee.
who is the
Drafting
chairman of drafting
Drafting
committee?
committee.
That's the
Dr.
difference.
Yes.
Yeah. So they have to understand
The difference between
question.
Constituent Assembly and the Drafting Committee.
Yes, yes, that's-
What
that's
is the
a-
work done by the Constituent Assembly and what work was done by the Drafting Committee?
Yes, yes, yes. That's, they have to
There are
understand.
number of committees there under Constituent Assembly.
Yes, yes.
But one committee headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Yes, yes.
That is drafting committee.
Yeah, so the lot of confusion.
After
Actually,
all those things which are examined, how general systems are running outside India, so which is suitable to India.
Yes,
So
yes.
all those discussions, everything was done, everything was written down by the Constituent Assembly, and then the Drafting Committee has sought out,
Yes,
which
yes.
is relevant to our thing. So
Yes,
it's a
sir.
work of everyone, and we are
Yeah,
very
yeah.
grateful to them.
Yeah, actually, it's a great collective work.
Yes,
It's a great collective work.
Yes.
They collected more information from so many constitutions
Yes.
from different countries also, and
And they toured nook and corner of India
Yes, yes.
to understand what really our country needs.
yes, by considering
Yes.
our real
Real
situations,
needs, yes.
so they prepared all these things.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now we will shift to the next question. So question is a very simple, but answer they have to think lot.
Yes.
So India has a presidential form of government, parliamentary form of government, monarchy, and aristocracy.
Yeah.
So now here the students should understand what are these different types of government.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
what is the difference between presidential form of government and the parliamentary form of government? What is monarchy and what is aristocracy?
Yes.
So what is monarchy? Ruled by a monarch or the king
Yes,
is monarchy. So is India under the control of monarch?
No.
Question. Then aristocracy. What is aristocracy? So when a group of people, nobles especially, okay, who have very close relation with the king, who are very rich, so a group, aristocracy, aristocrats we call them. So is India under the control of aristocracy?
Okay.
So ruled out. Then what is this parliamentary form of government and what is the presidential form of government?
Yeah.
So the type of government, the Indian type of government. So what is the difference between? To know the difference between the parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government, we should know what are the three organs of government.
Okay.
The three organs of the government are legislature, executive and judiciary.
Okay.
And what are the functions of these three? Legislature, it makes laws.
Okay.
Executive implements the laws that are made by the legislature. Judiciary, it interprets the laws made by the legislature, executed by the executive. Whether are they in accordance with the constitution or not.
Yeah.
If they are not in accordance with the constitution, the rule of the law, then they will strike down. Those such laws become null and void. They will not be implemented.
Okay.
So if they understand the organs and the functions of the organs, then they will understand what is presidential form of government and what is parliamentary form of government.
Yeah.
So parliamentary form of the government is a government where the legislature is responsible or answerable.
Okay.
The executive is answerable to the legislature.
Okay.
So what is executive? The council of ministers, cabinet, headed by the prime minister.
Okay.
So when in legislature, that is in parliament, the parliament consists of two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So our ministers are answerable when any member of the parliament questions.
Okay.
So since they are answerable, the executive is answerable to the legislature. So that is called as a parliamentary form of government.
Okay.
So same thing even in the state also. The chief minister, cabinet ministers are all answerable to the state legislative assembly and the legislative council.
Yeah.
So they are answerable or responsible. So that is why we have parliamentary form of government.
Yeah.
Whereas the presidential form of government, there the executive, the president is not answerable. He or she can take decisions individually. There the president has secretaries. Okay. So these are the difference between the presidential form of government and the parliamentary form of government.
Can you give us some examples about each one? One.
Actually, presidential form of government we can see in America.
Yeah, American president.
America
many of
as
those-
Here, president elected by the people directly.
yes, yes. That is the
But
presidential.
whe-
form. That's the one of
whereas-
the example for the
Yeah.
presidential form of
Whereas in India,
government.
India has
It's a
president
parliamentary.
Parliamentary form of government.
Okay. And the next one is
Yeah.
a monarchy.
Yeah.
So is there any like monarchy?
Yeah,
No.
we have few countries where there are kings.
Yes, yes.
The kings rule. like the West Asian countries are all under the kings.
Even Saudi also.
All West Asian countries. So there we have monarchy form.
And
Then the
aristocrats?
children might get the doubt that even in United Kingdom also, there also there's king. Recently the queen passed away,
Okay.
and now we have the king.
But parliamentary system is there.
There is a
isn't
part.
it?
That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to. So there again, it is like
Even
they.
though North Korea also best example for monarchy.
Yeah, of course, he is acting as a monarchy, but there is no monarchy system. So we have to understand.
There's a difference
Yes.
between.
He is behaving
Yeah.
as a monarchy. That's the
Monarchy.
So here the difference is, if you compare United Kingdom, there it is that it is a heredity. It is not a republic.
Okay.
It is there. The word is constitutional monarchy.
Okay.
The monarchy, whoever the monarch comes into, he becomes a monarch with the approval of the constitution. Even after the death of the queen also, we have seen a group of people, from the parliament, they have come, and then they appointed, suggested there is a Prince Charles who would be the king.
Yeah, yes.
So it is constitutional monarchy. So
Okay.
the monarchy is under the constitution. The
Okay.
monarch is not supreme.
Yes, yes, yes.
And there it is not a republic form of government, whereas India is a republic form of government.
Yes, yes.
Then again, what is the meaning of republic form? The head of the state. Here in India, we have two, usually the head of the state and the head of the government. The head of the state is the head of the country. State in the sense it is a country.
Yeah.
Head of the government. So there are two heads. So in case of parliamentary form of government, we have two heads. One is the president and the other is the prime minister.
Yeah, yeah.
In our case, in case of Britain, it is the king and the prime minister. Head of the state is the king.
Yeah.
Head of the government is prime minister.
Yeah. From this question, we can understand the children has to prepare, like Indian freedom movement and other things. So they have to prepare different kinds of governments.
Yes.
Structure of the
A structure of those governments also, like a
Yes.
president type of
Presidential form of government and the parliamentary form of government.
and monarchy and aristocrats. So
Yeah.
like they have to prepare notes about various kinds of governments.
What is presidential form of
Yeah.
government? What is parliamentary form? What is the difference between? If they
Difference
prepare the
and what are
difference,
their
then it will be-
functions. When they knows the functioning of those kind of governments, they can understand the difference
Yes.
between all these things. So that's a very, very important.
So
Okay.
India has parliamentary form
Yes,
of
yes,
government.
yeah. So answer is parliamentary
form
type
of government.
Now we will shift to the next question.
Yes.
Yeah. So the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by. So the options are people, state legislative assembly, teachers and graduates. So recently MLC elections and MP elections
Yes,
are,
yes.
of course Rajya Sabha elections
Yeah.
are so.
Look at the distractives again, it's confusing.
Yeah.
So
Here is
members
the
of Rajya Sabha means students will know it is parliament.
parliament.
Yes, yes.
Rajya Sabha is one of the house of the parliament.
Parliament.
So those who do not know that Rajya Sabha gives representation to the states,
Yes, yes.
they think that member of parliament only. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there is a chance that they can opt for option A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for
Which
that
is
reason,
maybe-
generally
yeah.
we request all the teachers also conduct as a mock parliament every time. So to give about our parliamentary system and how
the
election
proceedings
process,
go on, how the discussions
everything.
go on in the
Yes,
parliament.
yes. So this is very important. So,
So the
once it comes
gives
to the Rajya Sabha-
representation. If the children understand that Rajya Sabha gives representation to the states,
Yes.
so the members are elected by the state legislative assembly.
Yes.
Now here another confusing distractors are teachers and graduates.
Yes, yes.
Now there is always like the children know that this is Rajya Sabha is the upper house. When it comes to the state legislature, here we have the state council as the upper house.
Yes, yes.
So there the members of the upper house are also elected by the teachers and graduates. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
proportion
Yeah.
elected by the teachers and graduates.
The children can differentiate that teachers and graduates is concerned to the legislative
Elected
council.
member legislative council.
Yes, yes.
And
Where
the
Rajya
members-
Sabha is concerned to the parliament.
Yes.
So if they know difference between these two, then it's easy to
It is
identify.
one question only, but it is giving clarity on so many issues.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Actually,
that's
Rajya Sabha, there is a indirect elections are there.
Yeah,
No.
of course.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the base MLAs and all these people will elect those
Elect the
people.
members
So
of
there
the
is not a direct election. The people cannot elect directly. Those
people cannot
things.
elect that.
Okay, now we will see one more. That is a total
Total
number of
number of-
Lok Sabha constituencies.
Constituencies.
Okay. Yeah.
So we
So
have
here I would like to explain 250, 545, 543, 17,
Okay.
which is correct.
Hmm.
So here also there is a logic behind these numbers.
Yeah, actually there is a simple confusion. So that is a
Yes.
250 and 17. So generally a common children will say it's more than 400.
Yeah.
So 250 and 17 will not come. So even generally previously even undivided Andhra Pradesh also number of seats around 280 I think so.
294.
294. So it's a parliament. So obviously Lok Sabha. So number of seats may be more. So 250 and 17 will be ruled out. But only confuse is whether it is 543 or 545. That's the confuse. Okay. How
So
you are going
here-
to say which is
yeah.
the correct answer?
Which is 543 is the actually correct answer. 543 elected from the people.
Okay.
2 from Anglo-Indians. President of India appointed
Nominates
the-
them.
Nominated.
the
Okay.
2
okay.
members.
Two
Okay.
members
So
belonging
totally
to
545.
Anglo.
Total
Totally
545.
545.
Totally 545. Okay.
But we
But
are
yeah.
saying constituencies.
Yes.
That
Yes,
means what the
elected.
child should understand, elected.
That is the keyword.
Yeah, this is very important. So this is one of the best question to
Yeah.
say that the children has to read the question properly.
Yes.
Without
So
understanding
generally
of
they will
constituency.
say the 545 is the total number.
Yes.
So they will choose 545.
If the same question is asked, the total number of elected MPs to Lok Sabha, immediately the children will have 543.
543.
Yes,
But
yes.
look at the question how it is.
Yeah.
Constituency
Constituencies, it is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That means I should understand
means-
elected
So
members.
250 from
Rajya Sabha.
Rajya Sabha.
Yeah.
So again, if you
17
have a
from
confusion,
Telangana.
250, 543, 543.
Okay. Oh, this is the logic behind
Yeah,
it.
yes.
Okay, so the children has to understand this. Okay, just a common man, if I am not concerned to the even social studies subject generally,
should
also
know.
you can say those 250 and 70 not comes, but 250 of course,
545 and
545.
543.
yeah, so you said of course 17, 17 from Telangana and
Yeah.
250 from
Rajya Sabha.
Rajya Sabha. So
Yeah.
all these
Yes.
these numericals are okay. So the confuse is only 543 and 545,
545, yes.
but 2 are nominated by the President of India.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the
From
reason.
Anglo-Indians.
Yeah, from Anglo-Indians. So actual answer is 543. 3 is the correct 540.
Yes.
The
Yes.
reason is Lok Sabha
Constituency.
constituencies
Yeah.
is clearly mentioned.
Yes.
Yes.
For that reason, we have to choose.
Yeah.
So
540.
this is one of the important thing when you are going to answer the question. You read the question carefully and understand the
Understand.
question, and
choose
one more you have to check all the given 4 options also.
Yes.
That's a very important. 4 options also clear. Okay. Now we will shift to the next question.
Yeah.
Universal adult franchise is related to. Yeah. Universal
Adult
adult
franchise.
franchise. So here the 4 options are given: elections, auditing, courts, taxation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to answer this question, you should understand what is universal adult franchise.
Yeah.
So universal means to all, without any differences, either on the basis of caste, community, creed, language, religion, sex, all that. So that
Yeah.
is the word universal, adult. So those who have attained 18 years.
Okay.
So what is franchise? Franchise is right to vote.
Okay.
So universal adult franchise is right to vote. If they understand that, then only they can choose the. Now, since I told you, you can tell me the answer now.
Yeah.
It is the elections.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is that's the reason.
Concept again.
Already we said 4 areas. Now still we are going to discuss some more, but still you were 4 areas. One is keywords, key concepts, mapping.
Yes.
Yes.
Concept.
Concept mapping and chronological order.
Order.
Yes.
So this comes under the key concepts.
Key concepts.
Key concepts. So
Yes.
if you know the meaning, actually even we can say keyword also.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is universal adult
Even if franchise, if he knows the meaning, he can relate it to.
Yes, yes. So that's a very important.
Yes.
That's the reason we requested even trainings also. We requested all the teachers so that there is. So you have to write the keywords on the right side of the board every day.
Yeah.
The particular comes, and they have to discuss all those things. So once they every day, if you discuss those words, then it's good for the children
Yes.
to know the concepts perfectly. So this universal adult franchise. So as you said, a franchise, if you know the meaning,
least that
then
you-
they will choose option as elections.
Elections.
Correct.
Actually, half of the lesson, half of the chapter understand through understanding of the keywords.
Yes, yes. That's
Yeah.
the name by itself is a keyword.
Keyword.
Yeah.
Of course, it has language is nothing but it's a group of words, of
Words,
meaningful
yes.
words.
Yes.
no? So the here keywords means it play a vital role in the concept.
Understanding concepts.
Obviously, that's
Yes.
that's very important.
Yeah.
Okay, now we will see one more question.
One more question.
The first general election were conducted in.
Yeah. So here also.
Look at the again options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes children may recall the years also.
Yeah.
That is also more important in history and political science.
Yes.
So here like this 1950, 1947, 1952, 1957.
Yeah.
So here also 1947 we India became a independent.
Okay.
1950
India
India adopted
became
the
republic.
republic.
Okay.
Okay. First general elections conducted in 1952.
Okay.
Right. In 57
Second general elections.
Okay.
So here is also chronological order very, very
Yeah. So
important.
again this question. See,
Yes.
that's the reason. Actually, next time we will in intermediate level orientation, we will prepare like some blocks.
Yes.
That is, what are the major areas we are going to focus. Just now we discussed there are 4 major areas among all the questions what we observed. Key concepts, keywords, chronological order and concept mapping. Like this question also comes under the same. So chronological order. So and there is if you make a chronological order, then there is no confusion at all.
Yes,
Otherwise, when you go on elimination method or error, of course, what you call it as eliminating method or choosing a selective method, like so 1947, okay, we got
Became
independence.
1950
we adopted republic. Of course we became republic.
Yeah.
So generally they feel 1950.
50.
Yeah.
50 will be the
Yes,
The
right.
possibility is 1950,
50s.
but actually thing happened 1952.
52.
But if he knows it 1952 is a second election, then he will choose 1952.
Yeah.
Because every 5 years the elections will take
elections.
place and all.
Yes.
So in this manner they can identify it.
Another logic is there. After 1947, how many years? 5 years is there.
Yeah.
Maybe 1947 also itself.
The
to
first
conduct
election.
a first general election.
That's
So there is a possibility to
So-
do mistake.
Yeah.
So that's
This-
why like the distractors are like that.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
confusing distractors.
Yes. Okay, now we will see one more.
Yes.
Okay. Subjects on which law can be made by both parliament and state legislative assemblies are mentioned in. So here the question is, subjects on which law can be made by both parliament and state legislative assemblies are mentioned in. So in which list these two are mentioned. Whether it is state list, central list, concurrent list or GST list. Of course this is totally is odd man out.
No. Why we have given is these days in many news channels and all, newspapers and all, GST, everywhere GST. This is
Yeah.
so.
Actually, there is a list is there.
Okay. GST list is there.
List is
Different
also
goods.
there.
Yeah, different
because the
goods.
percentage
For
of GST
And
is different.
concerned taxes.
Yeah, for imposing the
percentage.
tax.
Yes.
of
There
tax.
is a difference is there.
Okay.
So-
So here which answer? You it's a state list
So
or
we, to
central list?
understand this again, we should know the division of powers between the central government and the state government.
Okay.
So the powers, that means the administration powers are divided between because we have government at 2 levels.
Okay.
Central level and all states have their own government.
Okay.
So to avoid confusion and the administration of the country goes in a smooth way and also the state's administration goes in a smooth way, what the constitution has done is that they have divided these administrative powers into 3 lists.
Okay.
State list, central list, concurrent.
Concurrent.
As a head, the name suggests state list means what? All those items that are mentioned in the state list, only the state assemblies can make the law. All the items that are mentioned in the central list, only the central government can make, that is parliament can make the law. The third one is the concurrent list. Concurrent means what? So this is the list, the items in which the list of items mentioned under this list, both the
State
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 and
government
central are
as well
responsible.
as the parliament, both can make the laws.
Okay.
Because of India is a federal type of government.
Okay.
So automatically powers distribution between India, between
The powers are
Central government and
decentralized,
the-
but
state.
so actually the
So they'll be like, take example, education is there.
yeah.
So on education, we are all in education
Yeah, so
sector.
we comes under the
and
concurrent
also,
list, no?
and also our students. So we come under the concurrent list, the
Yes,
education.
yes. Education
So
comes under
here
the
it is a parliament can make the laws as well as the state assembly can also make the
Oh,
laws.
okay,
So
okay.
when both can make laws, those subjects are in the concurrent list.
Okay. Can you name few of them from concurrent list which are like education?
Yeah, we have agriculture also on which
Agriculture.
both make the
And
laws.
also marriages, divorce.
Okay.
These are both.
The central government, I mean
Yeah,
the
state
parliament
government.
as well as the state legislative
government.
assemblies can make the
Yeah.
laws.
Okay. So what is the question answer here?
C. C
Concurrent
option, that is a concurrent list.
Obviously.
Both are
Yeah,
central and state government.
So after discussion, the children can easily identify.
Identify,
So
yes.
which
The
comes
concurrent
under the
list.
state list, which
Yes,
comes
yes.
under the
With the
concurrent
cent-
list,
Yes, yes.
which comes under the
Central list.
central list. So that's
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So here it is a very less probability to odd man out. There is only one odd man out here.
Yeah.
GST. So we
GST.
can GST list. Yeah.
Yes,
Like so they can use the odd man out, elimination method, all these things. But when they are going to use these things, only if they are totally unaware about the question.
Concepts. If
If
they
you
don't know the
co-
concept, they don't
then-
know the answer, then they'll follow this elimination.
Yes, that's one of the important. Now we are going to
Yeah,
shift to
next
the
one.
next question. Okay.
Sorry.
The chairman of Rajya Sabha. Who is the chairman of Rajya Sabha?
So this is a direct question.
Yeah,
It's a
so
direct question.
Direct question.
But
and
look
there
at
is-
the again this distractors.
Yeah, when they observe the what you call the current affairs. Recently, of course, our Venkaiah Naidu sir.
Yeah.
Venkaiah Naidu sir
Former,
was Venkaiah Naidu
former
sir
vice
was
president.
former vice president. He acted as a president, chairman of Rajya
Rajya
Sabha.
Sabha.
So then, if they give a linkage between these two, obviously
If
they
they
can identify.
watch news regularly, they'll be able to
Yeah.
understand and answer.
Yes,
this.
So these are the key posts in Indian democratic system.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
president, the prime minister, vice president, speaker.
Yes, yes.
Actually, children are confused.
Speaker.
Okay.
Actually, in lower house, speaker is the
Yeah,
Lok Sabha.
yes, so in Lok Sabha, the
yeah, in
speaker
upper
is the
house,
chairman.
Automatically, the vice president is the chairman of
Yeah,
Rajya Sabha.
yeah.
So
So this
because
is
they know him as a vice president,
Yeah.
but they should also know that whoever is the vice president, they become the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha.
Sabha.
Okay. So,
So-
that's a very important. That's the reason we are asked to conduct this mock parliament to
Yes.
give an idea about those
Yes.
things. So, who will act as
Yes.
as a chairman of particular sessions, like the children knows
Yes.
all these things
Yes.
here. So, yeah, that's very important. So, this comes under the political sciences, civics.
Yes, yes.
So,
Political science only.
Yes,
Political
absolutely.
science.
Okay, now we shift to the next. This is not an organ of the government.
Already
I
we
just
discussed
discussed this.
Just now.
We have just now discussed.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
What are the
said
three
complete-
organs?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
now you said when you are going to discuss about the
Parliamentary
presidential
form of
form and
government.
parliamentary form of governments, then you.
I
So,
just
of course, here the legislature, executive,
Executive.
union territory, and judiciary.
Judiciary.
So this so here already. So which one is correct one? So then already Madam said is executive is a place.
Legislature is there, judiciary is
And
there.
legislature is already said.
Judiciary.
Judiciary and
So
but of
answer
course
is union
and
territory.
here very clear union territory is an odd man out from all these. This
Yes.
is-
So
yeah.
they get confused, but union is there. We say union government.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
easily they can identify
Yeah,
the
union
answer.
territory is generally
Yes.
so the states and union territories.
We
So
say it.
yeah, simply the
Yes.
word is very familiar. Union territories and states, so they can identify if they think in such a manner. Then otherwise, there is some confusion about to know this because union is there.
Union
so
is
maybe
there.
yeah,
Yeah, union is there. That
yeah,
is
yeah.
it.
So red integration is not correct. So by using
Yeah.
taking small
Just
words.
words.
That's as per psychology we call it as a red integration.
Yes.
So it's not the correct way. Okay. Now we will shift to the next question. Okay. Bhudan movement was started with. Okay. So
They
this
should know
happened.
what is this Bhutan movement.
Yes. This is Bhutan. Bhutan means again related to the.
No, this is again it's like land reforms,
Land
wherein,
reforms.
and where to reduce the income inequalities, the initiative taken up by
Okay.
a concerned person.
Okay.
So what was the approach of person who started us? So what is the word mean that? Bhudan.
Yes, yes. So generally you
collecting excess
yeah.
land from the landlords and distributing it to the poor people.
Okay.
So who has started the movement?
Yeah. So the different movements, the children has to write the different movements and who led this
Who led
movement
the
also.
movement?
That's
And
a-
what the movement is,
what
why
the movement is,
was
and what is
started.
its significance also.
Yes.
The children has to prepare this like,
Yes.
yeah, that's good for them to, because so sometimes in the exam the very straight question may ask who led this Bhudan movement is the question.
Yeah.
Sometimes what is Bhudan movement? Identify the significance of the Bhudan
Yeah,
movement.
significance
Like
of the
like the question
Bhudan
may come.
Yes.
So if they know the
About
things
what
have
it is.
perfectly, then they can answer any kind of question
Yes.
concerned to the particular concept. Okay.
So here again, if you see the distractors, Bal Gangadhar Tilak,
Tilak.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
So those, because the names are very familiar,
Yes, yes.
Yes.
so they might get confused.
Yeah.
So the right answer is Vinoba Bhave.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So that's a okay. So children also they have to collect the important personalities in each thing here.
Yes.
In Indian national movement, what are the important personalities? What are their contribution?
Not only Indian national movement, this is after the
Yeah.
after
Oh,
the
yeah.
freedom.
What
Also,
are their
there are so
contribution
many
in the
movements
similar in the similar manner?
Yes.
Not only they have to consider the Indian national movement, even after that also what you said just now.
Post-independence also.
So they have.
Children to know about the Allur Sitaramarazu,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least Mahatma Gandhi, Balagangadhar Tilak. Otherwise, they may not answer. the
And one
question.
more thing here, you can say, remaining three are very familiar names.
Yes, yes.
Very familiar.
Familiar.
Vinoba Bhave also is a very familiar. I am not saying this, relatively.
Relative.
Compared to
Relatively.
Vinoba Bhave, they are
Relatively
very familiar.
very
Yes.
familiar.
Very
So,
very
so definitely if they in
confused.
such a
They
manner.
might choose Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yes.
yeah. So now we will see one more. That's-
Vinoba Bhave.
Our nourishment.
Our nourishment and nourishment is calculated by. Okay. Actually, it's concerned to the science. I
Science.
think so.
Yeah.
Of course, already you are in social science.
Science.
So definitely. So thermometer, body mass index, only height, only weight.
Yeah.
So what is taken into account while calculating our nourishment?
Mm.
So they should understand what is nourishment it is.
Okay.
Okay.
How to calculate?
So so is it calculated by some instrument?
Mm. Mm.
So that is why one instrument is given.
Okay.
What is this body mass index?
Okay.
Is it only height? If you think that if short people are not healthy,
Mm. Yes. Yes.
right? Or some people think that if they are slim, lean, they are not healthy.
Okay.
So they should know that it is both height as well as the weight, which is body mass index.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It is
So
taken
generally
into
there is
consideration.
some standardized
Yes.
height and weight is for certain height.
Height, the weight should
Weight
be
should be there because some children, of course, are of course having a fatty bodies, all these
Yes.
things.
Yeah, yeah.
So it for malnutrition.
Malnutrition
and,
also.
these are the different factors. So that body mass index will give the whether he is a healthy guy or not. So,
So
because if
every
the-
student should know
know
his
about
or
it,
her
yes.
body mass index.
that's very
so
important.
that they maintain health.
Yeah. So not only the student
Every teacher or everyone, all
everyone
of us,
has
every one of us.
should be very
Yeah,
cautious about
very cautious about body mass
the
index.
body mass index. So that's very important. So
Yes.
because if unwanted body mass index will be leads to different
Yes.
diseases
This
also.
is-
Yeah.
Exactly.
Deficiency also leads to disease.
That's the reason unwanted. So maybe more, maybe less.
Maybe less. Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we discussed so many questions, and from these questions we comes a conclusion that the conceptual clarity is very, very important.
Yes.
And we identify nearly 4 concepts, 4 areas especially, that is keywords, key concepts, concept mapping of each concept, and finally a chronological order of the events happens. So when you focus on these 4 areas, definitely you can answer the maximum number of questions in the examination. And one more, it leads to general awareness and general knowledge also, so support you. So finally you may score maximum marks. So a lot of discussion happens, the time is very less, otherwise we have
could
to
have given
discuss
more
some more
questions.
also, but anyway I think so you understand all these things. It helps you a lot to for your way of preparation, and this one is not only for your examination preparation and even for your academic examination preparation also, even in future competitive examination preparation also. So thank you for giving our valuable session and explanation, and giving a clear giving analysis, clear giving analysis in all perspectives. So once again, thank you from our TSAT for both of
We
you.
wish
and
all
Haranya
the
madam.
aspirants, all our best wishes are there with them. Hope
Yeah,
they
so-
all will be eligible.
So
and
once again, from all of us, so we are wishing you a best of luck, and be confident, write the examination well, and we will meet with another subject tomorrow, the same time from 11 to 1, general awareness and general knowledge for 9th class children for PM Yasasvi scholarship test. Until, thank you.
Thank you.